Come on, Harvey, what you doing? What you doing? Too many touches. Ah! Ah!
Get in there, get in there! Get in! I love my Elliott!
My Elliott! I love my Elliott! Harvey Elliott! That's right, folks, back once again with another match review. This time looking back at Blackburn Rovers' first win in what seems like a bloody decade over Derby bloody County. We'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck are you been, boys? Smash your subscribe and get your bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers later championship play. Woo! Football related. We got it all here. Under the one rooski. That's right, of course. Finally, 2-1 over Derby County. Wayne Rooney FC, a.k.a. the Pink Ladies. We came, we saw, we finally took, of course, our chance and, of course, got the 3 points to get us over that illustrious 50-point barrier, which could and should prove safety for us for another season. We'll talk about that in a minute. A big shout out to the VIPs. You know who you are, the VIP Patreons. That's right, supporting the channel behind the bloody scenes. But yes, 2-1 win in the end. To give Rovers a bit of breathing space, of course, and hopefully now time to, of course, plan for the new season. I would say, whether it is with or without Mowbray, we've got to get over the line, start to plan. Look at the guys that want to be here, look at the guys who don't want to be here, and start to clean the shit out. Get rid of the deadwood. Start to plan, maybe bring in some youngsters, some under-23s who are going to make the transition. It's now's the time. And if you have got any ideas of changing the manager, owners, Venky's, Waggett, whatever it is, I think now that the job is done, we know where we're going to be. Now's the time to make your call. Show your hand. Are we going to be Mowbray in next season, or are we going to be Mowbray out? If we are going to be Mowbray in, we're just going to back the boys, back the belief, back the manager. Maybe, just maybe, he could turn around. But I don't know if I've been vocal before. I'll let you know right here, right now. I do want Mowbray out. I think we should get a fresh breath of ideas. Somebody younger, somebody, of course, who will give everyone a clean slate, and perhaps look at the likes of Joe Rothwell, look at the likes of Nyambe, sit them down, plan their future, and of course get them to sign the seal and deliver. Of course, an extended stay, because I think those guys are some talent that we're going to lose. We're going to lose. And for me, I want to see some of these players stay for the future of the club. But I also don't want to see the amount of money that they are potentially worth walk out the door for absolutely nothing. We've been mugged off in the past by, with David Raya going for a song for 3 million, already now to be quoted 12 months later for 15 million pounds, 10 to 15 million pounds to go to Arsenal. That really hurts me in the belly when we lose talent for peanuts. And of course we're going to be looking at that with the likes of Nyambe, with the likes of Joe Rothwell, and of course other players along that calibre as well. Travis as well potentially could be sold. So we do need to buck up our ideas if we're going to go someplace with this team. So yeah, we do need to change. Anyway, let's take a look at the stats and figures here. Of course, for once, Rovers did not dominate the stats, and we came out on top. So maybe there's proof in that pudding. You know what I mean? We week in, week out, we see us dominate possession. We dominate the shots. We dominate all the good numbers, but we come away with little to nothing. But today, as you can see, we were the less dominant today. 43% possession for us compared to 47 for Derby. They had more shots as well, 12 to our 11. We were a bit more clinical this time around, of course, with 7 shots on target, which is pretty good as well. But yes, the score that matters was a 2-1 in the end. Rovers coming out top. Harvey Elliott getting the winner on the 66th minute. Good goal as well, but Sam Gallagher deserves a bit of credit as well with a headed goal from a set piece. We don't get many of those. They're like rocking all shit, and to be fair, I'm glad to see him getting amongst the goals. A couple more and he'll get into double figures, and that will be an absolute boost for his mentality and his confidence heading into next season, where we'll probably be looking for the likes of Gallagher and Brereton to take over the realm, or the mantle from Adam Armstrong. Tom Lawrence did get the Derby the lead the 22nd minute, of course, ex-Rover finding the back of the net there to hurt us a little bit. But fortunately for us, we outfoxed the Wayne Rooney. This was the first managerial contest between Rooney and Mowbray, and I said it on stream. I said, you know what I mean? If you can't outfox Wayne Rooney in the dugout, then you're in the wrong bloody trade. And that's no disrespect to Wayne Rooney. He's a quality player, but I don't think he is management material. Some players think they've got all the tools of the trade, and there's only very rare you'll see someone come through the ranks as a good player and a great manager. And to be fair, what are we looking at right now? When you look up and down the top flights, you look at Stevie Gerrard, good player, doing a good management job over in Glasgow. But in the look at the Championship, Pep Guardiola, was he a tremendous player? He was an all right player. He wasn't a phenomenal world beater. Of course, he did win some stuff with Barcelona as a player. But what is he? Is he of an elite standard as a player? I don't think so. I think he was a good player. Zinedine Zidane, I think he's quite lucky to be where he is. You know what I mean? There are so little players that make that transition. I'm looking up and down that division. Jurgen Klopp was never a good player. Of course, Mourinho, never a good player. Rodgers, never a good player. They're a very, very rare breed to see a guy make a successful, decent transition. And I'm right here, right now. I'm struggling to think of any, current manager within the English game that I would can say that is of an elite manager status and an elite player status. So they're not that good. Wayne Rooney, you're a tremendous player, but I don't think management is your game. I know a lot of players find it hard to transition from out of football into football if they don't make it in punditry. And again, he's not the brightest spark or brightest character in the box in regards to punditry. So I guess he's looking to do this, and fair play to him for giving it a shot. But I think he might need to lower his ambition a little bit and start cutting his teeth a little bit finer, and maybe a different sort of level for management. But anyway, that's my by the by on Wayne Rooney. I think Derby fans could do much better than him. Yeah, he does bring the Sky cameras to him. He brings all the attention because of who he is. But management wise, I think if Mowbray had lost this one, all my hope and aspirations of him would have gone out the window, because he needs to. This is his trade. This is Mowbray's gear. He is of course a manager and he was an pretty solid defender back in the day. Anyway, enough about that. Let's take a look at the starting levels here. They come, of course, Kaminsky between 6, Douglas, Branthwaite, Howard and Naomi made up the back 4. No Lenihan today, which was very, very concerning for me, having 2 low knees, in fact 3 low knees at the back there, which was a little bit worrying. And then again, looking at the whole team, 4 of this starting 11 were, of course, low knees and will supposedly not be here next season. Holtby, Travis and Johnson in the midfield there. Gallagher, Armstrong and Elliott. My match ratings, though, for these guys, Kaminsky did make some good early saves to keep us within this. Douglas with a 5, Branthwaite with a 6, Howard with a 6 and Naomi with a 6. The mark of the devil right there, but unfortunately the mark of the devil was somewhere else. Of course, Holtby, though, Travis and Johnson in the midfield. Of course, Holtby with a 5. I thought he was a bit toothless, and to be fair, I'm running out of belief that Holby has a spot for us next season. I think he should move on. Travis with a 7. I thought he was a heartbeat, a bit of energy, a bit of spark. Johnson's starting to show his age a little bit today. Not really to it, but 6 for him. Gallagher with a crucial goal, 7 out wide. Of course, Armstrong with a 5. He had a couple of opportunities, a little bit hard done by, maybe a little bit harsh on him, but no goals for him. And Elliott with a 7 as well. Again, we won, but we weren't that great. If we're going to be completely honest with you, we were very, very lucky to go away with the 3 points. I thought a draw would have been a fair result, but you know what? We've been beaten by shitter teams, and we've also lost against we've also beaten better teams. You know what I mean? Like, this was a performance subpar, but we got the results, and that's how football works. Sometimes we've seen it for the past 16 games, and now, thank heavens for that, we got the 3 points, which we've been looking for a long bloody time. Only twice at the past 16 attempts we've managed to take away the 3 points. That is a mind-bogglingly stat. Take a look at the opposition. Of course, Marshall between sticks, Forsyth, Clark, Wisdom and Byrne. Shinnie and Bird in midfield. Of course, Lawrence with the goal scorer, of course. Rich, Roberts and Sibley, the youngster, up top. Let's take a look at some other stats and figures then coming at you. Of course, we had success rate, pass success rate 70% for Rovers, 78 for Derby. They had more dribbles than us. We did win the aerial duel, surprisingly. 25 for us, 8 for them. And of course, they had more corners than we did as well. We did see a bit of a cameo as well from Kazim Richards from the bench. Brereton and of course Bennett was also amongst the substitutions. But the game changer for me was Joe Rothwell. Very eccentric, very electric, giving a bit more energy and a bit of spark in midfield, which of course led to more creative options for us. We were definitely better in the second half than we were in the first. As you can see here, we had 548 touches for Rovers, 670 for Derby. They had 359 passes for Rovers, 464 for Derby as well. The woodwork was hit by Derby in the first half, I think. And ultimately, yeah, it was a pretty subpar performance. I've seen us play much better and lose. So for me, I am just glad that we got the 3 points, and finally we can start looking forward to next season, where I think we sort of clean out the deadwood. When I look at this, the names amongst this sheet, Kaminsky should be here next season. Travis, Gallagher, Brereton. And that's probably it. I don't know what Evans' contract situation is. I think he might have another year, but I don't know. Bennett's probably going to go. Rothwell could be going. Armstrong could be sold. Elliott go back to his club. Johnson will be gone. Holtby should be gone. Travis should be here. Douglas, well, these are all gone. Nyambi could be sold. It is a very, very weird situation that we could have a whole new facelift for Blackburn. It's exciting with the prospect of some new faces coming in. But it's also quite concerning because they could all be shit, and we could go back a season, basically be worse than we are next season with, of course, the transition. Or it could all be very, very exciting. Anyway, you heard a little bit of what I've had to say. What did the gaffer have to say? Surely he knows he's all excited about this. Well, Tony or Anthony, to his mates, what do you think?
Listen, I don't want to. I don't sit there. The overriding emotion isn't relief. It's if anything, I just said to them there, I was a bit. Not annoyed, but I'm disappointed with the performance level of the team tonight. And yet, how many times have I stood here and said, you know what, good tonight, I felt really proud of the team, and yet we'd lost 1-0, or we'd lost 2-1, or we'd drawn a match. It's nice to win a game, 3 points, didn't play as well as we could have. Derby are a good football team, and they probably feel a little bit like we have a lot recently. They can play pretty well and get beat. And so, happy with the points. I've been saying for weeks, I wasn't at the stage of, oh, we're really in trouble. I was at the stage of, these teams at the bottom, when I look at them, they can't win matches. They haven't been win matches. Some of them have had to win 4 out of 5, and it wasn't going to happen. But listen, let's wait and see. I just want to finish well. I want to go to Sheffield on Tuesday, a team that will be fighting for everything, and go and show them how good a football team we are, and we have to make sure that fight doesn't overcome the bravery of how we will play. But let's wait and see. Yeah, I'm not sure we've done it too often this year to come from behind to actually win, but and it's harder without the fans. It's harder without people driving them on, and whether they are cheering or moaning, sometimes it has a real effect on the group and the players and the mentality of the team. But delighted that they did that today, and so I'm just happy for the players. I'm happy for that they got a victory because of all their really hard work over the last few months. They haven't got what they deserved, and tonight they got a result against the bounce. Really, listen, set plays this year, we do a lot of work on set plays, and yet it's a. You wouldn't think so because we haven't scored that many and we've conceded a few, but not massive amounts. But it's really pleasing when we can score from a set play. And I thought, without Lenihan today, I thought we defended them okay. And some young boys in the middle of our defence stood up, and these games will be invaluable in their careers of when they look back. Hopefully they're both playing in the Premier League for their Premier League clubs, but. They'll look back and think of nights like tonight when they had to really dig in, and I thought they both did that. So he's a wonderful talent. I don't want to keep eulogising about Harvey. The statistics, the quality on the ball stands out. If anything, we can't get the ball to him enough. But when we do around the edge of the box, I did say to him before the game today, you have to keep the goals tally ticking along. The assists are every week, every game he seems to assist somebody. If we are scoring, Harvey Elliott's name's generally on the assist list. But delighted for him because it was something that was talked about before the game. He needs to keep the goals tally ticking along for himself, for his own confidence and belief. And not that he's short of confidence, but because he's a wonderful talent. But I'm delighted for him, and you could see the joy when he scored tonight. I think so, because we had enough chances in that second half on the transition. I think Adam Armstrong was through. We had a couple of 2 or 3 one-on-ones with their goalkeeper that the goalkeeper saved with his knees and stuff. But it would have been nice to not have to get concerned about the last few minutes of the game. It actually took me back 4 years that season where we had. I remember playing Wigan out here, winning 1-0 and hanging on at the end, and a few games like that. But yeah. Listen, we got the points. We put them in the bag. We'll couple of days working now before going to Sheffield on Tuesday, and let's try and finish the season as strong as we can and win all the games if we can.
Meanwhile, what's been going on social media? Let's take a little look then, shall we? Of course, a skipper on paper, Elliott Bennett, was quickly out to say, great spirit to come back from a goal down. Felt good to get the win. Outstanding tonight. Sam Gallagher and boys shining again with a winner. Of course, we've all been waiting to get excited and show our trove vocal support, and there he is, letting us know. Me and Ryan Hildred, of course, from Rovers Chat. Not how I wanted the season to pan out, but a hugely important win for me. Not the most vintage performance, but the most ecstatic to come from behind and win that. Forget this Toro 2021 and look to the next season. Get those who are going to be here in the starting 11 for the last 4. Meanwhile, Sam Gallagher, appreciation tweet is from Eric Blue Monster. Of course, so in Sam, my old mucker from Supernatural, aka Sam G, with all the hair, all the gear, and all the idea. Meanwhile, Mandy says, we did a win. Happy weekend, everybody. Thank heavens for that as well. Last time we played on a Friday, we lost and it's been miserable. Adam Lodge said, this probably the win to keep us. Mowbray can go now. Meanwhile, Jordan Kingsley said this, now safe. Sack him. Adam Sadzuki said this, a huge win no matter how crap we have been these past few weeks. Hopefully that means we stay up and can rebuild for the next season. Sim Zimmer said this, all this does is put a crappy quality plaster over the huge wound that needs stitches. We've taken all the pleasure out of winning for me. I can't speak for anyone else, but this doesn't please me at all. Next, David Boydell said this, thank God weekend isn't ruined. Meanwhile, Paul Addison said this, now sack the mug. He's not bothered where we finish in the table. Well, I am. Get out of our club. You are mugging for a living. Coventrino out. Gary Bat says, and breathe, get in. AD Musa said, brilliant to start the weekend. Yes, lads, 3 points. Come on, you Blues. Buddy Elfrey or something like that. Well done, lads. Wear the hearts with pride every single time. You heard it here first. Robert Moore said, safe now. Let's get a manager and plan forward. Rob Adams. Rothwell changed the bloody game. Yes, he bloody did. Of course, I'm very, very happy to have him pulling the heartstrings in, well, not heartstrings, but pulling the strings in midfield. I've still got some stats here. Of course, the heat map man, just like me, here they are. Of course, Rovers, like I said, a little less conservative for us today. Not much going forward, a lot of defending. Derby with all the intensity, but guess what? No proof to their pudding. Let's kick it on forward, though. Let's take a little look at the other match that took place today. Reading 1, Cardiff 1. It looks like their promotion playoff hopes have come to a halt. Next up, of course, Brentford will begin against Millwall tomorrow. A lot of early kickoffs, of course, for the funeral of Prince Phil. Middlesbrough against QPR as well. Don't really care about that one, I think. Not really bothered about the Brentford one. We do want Forest to beat Huddersfield to send them back down there. Not really fussed about Swansea Wickham. I think that's too far gone for Wickham. Luton Watford not to really bother there. Bristol City against Sheffield Wednesday. I think we just want Bristol City to win or a draw. Stoke against Preston, not too fussed. Maybe a Preston defeat. Norwich against Bournemouth, not really fussed about that. I think everyone above them, or like the Reddings, would like Bournemouth to lose. Rotherham against Birmingham. I don't know. I guess we want Birmingham to win that one. Coventry against Barnsley. I guess we want Barnsley to win that one as well. But that's, of course, this weekend's matches. The table looks like this, and as you can see, we're up to 14th at long last, with 12 points left on the agenda. We could mathematically finish up as high as 8th, but I don't think so. I'm hoping now we can start to play with a bit of freedom, less fear. And of course move up the table a little bit, maybe finish in the top half, top 11 spots. That would be nice for me. I'll take that all day long. And yeah, start to build for next season with or without Mowbray, whatever it is. I think it's going to be an interesting summer. If he stays, we've got to get behind it and maybe just let's not go in there with the toxicity. Start with a clean slate. Whoever is the manager, we just got to back it. But of course, I would love to see a new change. I'm excited with the prospect of getting a manager in. But we'll see what the Venkies have to say in an interesting couple of months ahead. As of right here, right now, Wickham are very, very close to going down. Sheffield Wednesday also not too far away either, and Rotherham, they of course on 39 points. They have 3 games in hand on the likes of Derby and Rovers. Win all 3 of those, and they could get up to 48 points, something like that, up as high as 17th. Of course, but that we'll have to wait about that. Of course, this week, midweek, we got some games in action. Rovers taking on Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. Derby will entertain Preston at the Deepdale as well. Norwich against Watford in a first versus second encounter. Brentford against Cardiff as well. Swansea against QPR. Rotherham against Middlesbrough. Millwall against Bournemouth. Stoke against Coventry. Wickham against Bristol City. Luton Town against Reading. Huddersfield against Barnsley. And Birmingham up against Forest. That's what's up ahead this midweek. Of course, it's Manic Stations, of course, on the channel next week. next week. A lot of double action weeks, so we'll see bits and pieces as they come on through. But for today, I will be basking in the glory. I'll be looking forward to the weekend now as Rovers get the 3 points over Derby. 3 points in the bag. I'm happy. Hopefully you guys are happy too. Get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down again. And of course, we'll look forward to the new season. I hope to do some end of the season Rovers videos with, of course, the buy, keep, sell and all that kind of stuff if I can get some time next week. So make sure you stick around for that. But until then, give the video some love and smash your thumbs up. And if you do, smash your subscribe. We'll do it all again soon. Until then, I'm out.